actually like
numbered titles,
and I assume you're rolling Ground Zeroes.
I'm not counting.
Together.
I'm not counting Not Portable Ops. I'm not counting Peace Walker because I didn't play it proper. I just watched the cutscenes.
And you're rolling Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain together, I imagine.
Yes, I'm rolling them together, and oh my god, does it fix some good shit? Anyway, those being considered one entry, I say 3, 1, 4, 5.
2.
Wow, 2's really low. Okay.
Whoa, 2 is that low for you?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was.
But what's the score for 2? It's a 9.
2's great. But here's
Right,
the thing. But here's the thing. The main reason why 2's that low for me compared to all the rest is because the end of a Metal Gear game is always a bombastic affair.
Yeah.
And like the end of 1, 3, and 4 in particular are like beyond perfect.
Right.
The end of 2 I thought was great, but nowhere near as good as the
Oh,
others.
the end of 2 is amazing.
The ending
the end
of
of
2
is
is
like
the
one of the
strongest
strongest
in the
parts.
entire series.
I didn't have that feeling on it. But I still enjoyed it, but just compared to the others.
Do you remember it?
Of course!
Did you get it?
You get
Because
a
I don't-
sword and you swing it.
Yes! And
Because
that's
I
really
don't,
cool.
I don't like to like.
You're
a lot,
fighting the
but
president of the United States
course.
in a sword battle.
Yes, and the third dude
Yeah.
and Solidus and all
for
that
sure.
stuff.
Okay.
But compared to the things going on in the other three, it didn't hit me as hard.
This
fine,
is the most we'll actually have to agree to disagree ever. Because like
It's
that
fine.
that
I mean,
shit
like-
blew my mind so much harder.
It
than
blew,
I
it
think
blew
they could
my
all
mi-
go in any
it blew my
order,
mind in a
honestly,
way
like-
where I remember it took a while for me to digest it because at
it
the
was second
time
playthrough for me. It
at
was
the
like,
time I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
and then I ended it and I was like, that was dumb.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait. And then I went through it and I was like, okay, no, I accept this and I like this.
so that's the difference.
But I grew to accept it as opposed to being like,
that's
eh.
the difference. Is that when it starts to all fall apart and go crazy, that's my favorite thing. Is that I'm looking at it and I go, what?
And I've grown.
What is this?
I've grown to appreciate it way more.
It's the same sentence but with the different tone.
Yeah. It's the I swung the other way on that pendulum.
Did this game even happen?
Yeah.
Like,
You know.
You look inside your disc tray, and there's nothing in there.
No, like right now, I think that Peace Walker and Phantom Pain are the only two, and Ground Zeroes are the only ones where I would never think of putting them in first, even at all. We haven't finished Phantom Pain.
Nope, haven't.
We're still,
Ongoing.
I think, a bit less than halfway through.
I believe we're just about to reach halfway.
Yeah, but like even 4, I would have a hard time. But like definitely those two, I wouldn't be able to put them in first.
It's also when you're. It's also when the ranking's happening. It's like you take the best parts of each game and you stack them up to each other.
Oh no!
And
You
kinda-
also
definitely.
stack the worst parts against the worst.
You
parts.
do. You
Yeah.
have to. But like when I stack the best stuff that happens in Phantom Pain to me is like better than the best stuff in 2. You know.
That's fair.
I believe it. 2's peaks aren't really. Like, barring the ending and a couple in the middle, like, here and there, like, it's kind of a...
Just think about the general
It's not quite as
strut and
punchy.
Big Shell
That stuff.
without the
I
crazy
like it,
twist.
dude. It's like, up
I love
there
that
for me.
stuff so much.
But I'm saying prior to the twist. Think about that, you know?
No, I like listening to Peter Stillman talk for almost an hour about how he's faked not having a leg for 10 years. Like, I was like, my eyes are wide open, like,
No,
It's
2's
like,
amazing, yeah.
I was, and
Gosh, they're just all so good.
they're also good.
I
They're
kind
also
of
good.
Except for
think
poops.
that I kind of think that
We're not even talking
Metal Gear Solid 2 will
Don't talk
always
about
be
poops.
looked fondly upon and be remembered for the stuff it does. I kind of think Phantom Pain will it has its detractors and people that love it, but it won't be looked upon with as much. I don't want to say memory.
It's a really fantastic
Rose-colored
video
glasses.
game.
I don't know. It took people a long time to turn around on MGS too.
It did.
So,
a lot longer than I thought. Actually,
Maybe we'll see the same thing happen.
That's what you're hearing out of me, you know?
Yeah.
But
Well,
on just a level of just endings, though, not the main game, just
Yeah,
the
endings, there's like 3... There's 3 and then there's a power gap between
And
What
everything
about
else.
4's ending?
Oh, it's so... 4
it's the power gap and then 4's
and
ending.
then 4's ending.
I like 4's ending better.
Really?
Wow.
I like
okay.
the end of Snake's story,
Okay.
Solid Snake's story, better than
It's
the beginning
so
of Jack's story.
good. It's
No, I know.
so good.
It's so
but to
good.
me, it while
Because for endings, I'd go 4-3, very close to each other.
because
Four's ending has so much stupid bullshit in it too, though.
It's so
I
cool,
came
though.
because I came out of 4 like
the microwave Halloween.
yeah.
No, I'm
From that point to the final credit
No,
shot.
before that, when you get in the boat with Mei Ling and you're set it off and you're on your adventure,
Yeah,
that's
but
the,
then,
that's the ending.
and the fact
I'd
that
say
you
the last cut
or the
scene
fact that you're
when you
watching
lose
the
control
credits
again.
and the initial reveal
yeah.
of fucking Big
Voice
Boss
of God, then Big Boss.
Well,
Like-
it's just like it says Richard Doyle and it stays there. And you're like, he wasn't in the game,
exactly.
And then, you know, and then it goes on.
What a
that
twist.
feeling was like you had a visit with your granddad.
Yeah.
You went fishing,
But you thought he was
and then
dead.
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
he died.
Yeah.
And you went, goodbye, Granddad. And you felt, yeah, you know? But the end of 3 was just tears.
Yeah.
Babbling fucking tears.
Oh, I wasn't crying.
Oh,
I was broken.
It was sad.
And no other video game
Well,
has
Liam
ever
was
done
only
that to
4
me.
years old. He didn't understand the Cold War.
I wasn't, but anyway. Yeah.
So there's
Fine.
something to be said for that satisfying, like, yeah, man, yeah,
No,
Richard,
3's
it
ending
was
is
good.
amazing, yeah.
But I was not a husk of a man like I was when fucking Way to Fall starts playing.
So
You
here's
know?
my problem with Phantom Pain. I know we're not that far into
Yeah.
it, but my
Well, you can feel it already.
my biggest problem is something that a Gaming Brit, the review you sent me, brought up, and I think Bunny Hop would, but I can't look at his review because it's probably spoiler.
Yeah,
I got a
shit.
comment on that too. Go ahead. Yeah.
Is that 3's ending is so perfect that even
Yeah.
now, after Peace Walker, after half of after all Ground Zeroes,
you could
after,
ignore all of
after half of Phantom Pain, none of it needed to be
there.
told.
You could
It's all back,
implied.
It's like
It's all implied.
there was that straight line from 3 to Metal Gear 1.
You see the handshake or lack thereof, and you go, I understand.
It's done. And I'm still waiting for the thing that happens that I go, well, okay, now that these games
Now
are
that
gonna happen.
matters a lot, yeah.
But what you're gonna get, what
Yeah.
you're gonna get
Yeah.
here is gonna be some good
All
shit
right,
too.
all
Yeah.
right, good.
But except for one part of it. But anyway,